All right, Clay, welcome to the people of Utah.
Thanks.
You're here, man. So let's start with where you're from and what you're doing right now with us in Utah.
Okay, awesome. I'm from San Antonio, Texas. So I grew up there. I lived a little bit in Honduras though throughout high school.
Really, why is that?
Just because my dad he had a bulletproofing business. So
Wow.
he down there mostly for like export import of the cars.
How many years did you live in Honduras?
3 years. So I was there my sophomore, junior, and my senior year of high school.
Oh, wow, that's really
So I
interesting.
graduated there, and then after that, went on my mission to Colombia. Came up to Utah for school, BYU.
Okay. Do you have any other family up here in Utah or no?
I do, yeah. I have uncles and aunts, so it's nice. But that's it right now. And then at the end, pretty much in the fall, I'll have 3 sisters coming up here.
Right on, dude. Are you the oldest then, or?
No, I have an older brother. He lives in Texas. He's married, has kids, and I have an older sister, married, has kids. She's in California.
Okay. And then you and then 3 siblings after that, younger ones?
No, after that it's I don't know how many. Okay, after me there's 5.
Oh my gosh, that's a huge family, dude.
Yeah, there's 9 of us in total. That's how. Yeah.
You're like the definition of a middle sibling, dude. That's like a lot of crazy stuff.
It's pretty nice. Though. I like it, and I have 1 brother, so I have 7 sisters.
Dang, dude. Okay, gotcha. You all get along cool?
Yeah, I mean, I like it. It's nice having a big family.
Awesome. Yeah, that's crazy. So, San Antonio, Texas, and your parents are living in Texas back again now?
Yeah, they're back in Texas.
Awesome. So, what was it like in high school? You're a teenager, leaving all your friends behind to move to a foreign country and finish out high school.
Man, yeah, at the time, it was rough. I'll say, like, at the time while living there, there's lots of times where I was just like, oh, man, I wish I was in Texas.
Yeah.
All my friends are there. But looking back, I love Honduras. I love the experience I had. And also I have tons of friends now who, like, from Honduras that went to schools all over the world. And, I mean, they're all soon graduating, heading back to Honduras to work there. But, yeah, super cool to have that experience. Because otherwise, like, when I was there, yeah, I'll say it was hard. But looking back, it helped me a lot, especially for my mission and stuff, too.
Okay, awesome. Yeah. Did you know Spanish before you went to Honduras?
No.
Wow. So, was it really sudden, or did you guys kind of know what was coming, or, like...
I remember my freshman year, so when I was in Texas, my freshman year of high school, I remember sitting there and I was in my world geography class with my teacher, Mr. Desmarais. He's awesome.
Heck yeah, shout out.
Shout out Mr. Desmarais. No, but I was just being like, oh, Honduras. My dad said we might move there. And then it was like all super sudden, like in the summer, my dad was like, yeah, we're going. And then within like 2 months, I mean, I packed my life up that night, the night before we went. So.
Wow, dude, that's tough, but sounds like you've grown a lot from it. Were there any like big like life lessons or things looking back now like, that you could say like helped you doing that?
I think one big thing is like, I think everybody kind of needs that out of country experience because before that you kind of don't know what the world is like. I feel like or like what's out there, and you kind of have like this mindset, like a secluded mindset. But it really opens it up, and it's like, oh man, everyone lives these type of lives. Everyone lives like different lives. It's super cool. And then also just like not caring about what people think. I think that's something that taught me a lot. Because when I went down to Honduras, it was like I was the only American in my school, the only gringo, and it was just like I didn't know. I just started doing TikToks and stuff, and I was just like, I need to stop caring about what people think and just do. And I mean, it helped a lot because I was just.
Interesting. Yeah. So, I mean, yeah, I guess being a minority for the first time in your life in Honduras and stuff, like, what was that like?
It was really good. It was super cool. I loved it. I think I made it a joke mostly that I was like a minority, and I've always like brought that back. But I mean, I can't make that joke anymore, you know. But yeah, it was super fun to be able to be like, oh yeah, there's that gringo kid, and the best part was they were so excited they got this American kid, and then they were so disappointed when they found out I was a member of the church.
Really?
Because they wanted
they wanted a party or something?
Yes, in Honduras, it's big parties. Like, my prom had an open bar, so it was very
for
much...
high schoolers.
For high schoolers. And they were all drinking, like, the first party I went to was in a bar, like... It was everyone's drinking, and so they wanted somebody to party with. Yeah. And I was just like, oh, guys, I don't drink. They'd, like, offer me vapes. I'd be like, no, not me.
Dang, dude. Okay, so that also made it even harder. Is you're already sticking out, and now you're not even, like, I don't know, assimilating with how they live life.
Yeah.
So that's tough. Okay. Did that prepare you more for your mission? It sounds like you went to Colombia.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I mean, because I didn't, like, learn Spanish fluently when I was in Honduras, even though I was there for 3 years, just because I don't know, I probably just didn't want to. My school was all in English, so all my friends were fluent in English, even though they were all from Honduras. So I think once I got to Colombia, though, within 3 months, I was like speaking Spanish just because it was all back there. I started using like Hunter and slang, and I was like, wait, what? Why am I saying this stuff?
Yeah.
I'm in Colombia right now. So it was all just like, right then.
Coming to the surface. I
Yeah.
like that, man. So I came across you, Clay, from it's actually like a week ago. I had never heard of you or your videos, and then a week ago, one of your videos of like an in and out interview came up. Street interviews with Clay.
Was it the job one? The dream career?
I think yes.
Okay.
I
like
start
that.
out like skipping into it. And
Yep.
stuff. And, yeah. I was like, oh, this is fun. This is my type of like humor and content. So I came across you there on Instagram. I need to get more on TikTok. I know you have like 30K on Insta. What do you have on TikTok?
So on Instagram I have 27K, and then on TikTok I have 177K, I think.
Nice.
Yeah.
And how long have you been putting out content? How long is it taking you to get to that point? I'm guessing it was before your mission. There was a break, and then now you've been doing more. Tell me about that.
Yeah. So for the first year when I was in Honduras, I was just completely online school, and I'm a big extrovert, so I mean that wasn't too fun for me. So that's like right when TikTok became a thing, because before it was Musical.ly. I don't know if you guys remember that.
Yeah.
I never did that. But I started making videos just in my room, and I had a goal. I was just like, okay, make one video a day, and there was like tiny little comedy videos, or sometimes I'd talk about, but it wasn't even me talking. It was like lip sync or music in the background. Very 2018 TikTok.
Yeah, I know what you're talking
Yeah.
about.
And so I talked about being a member of the church, stuff like that. And then once I got to 10,000 followers on TikTok, I thought it was cool because I had that K in the follow.
Yeah,
It's a 10K,
dude.
And I was like, okay, now I can like tell my family that I've been doing this because no one knew. And so I showed them. They're like, oh, that's pretty cool. And so I just kept doing videos from there. And then, yeah, so I've been doing it since my sophomore year. So I think that's like 2017, 2018. And then after that, there was a break because of my mission. But I left on the mission. I probably had about 130K before I left.
Oh wow.
So I came back and it dipped like 5,000. But not too much, honestly, for being gone for 2 years.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I think it's only because like I didn't think I would hit 100,000 before my mission. But then I did the Jim Carrey TikTok, and that was like, that's one of my biggest videos.
That's what I was gonna ask you. Is usually like from people I've talked to, there's like a moment or two where you have some crazy viral video where you get most of your followers from or something.
It was very gradual for a long time, and then I did the Jim Carrey TikTok on Halloween 2020. Because I've always been told I look like Jim Carrey. I mean, I was in 4th grade when the first person told me I was like Jim Carrey.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm a 9-year-old, and you're saying I'm like this 50-year-old man. But yeah, so I posted that, went up to like 120K, kept growing, and then I went on my mission, came back, and I kept posting. And then it wasn't until last summer when I started, so summer of 2024, when I started posting my stuff on Instagram as well.
Okay, dope. So it's been growing steady. And how long? When did you get back from your mission?
I got back December 2022.
Okay, so it's been a couple years of posting stuff.
Yeah.
Dope, dude. That's exciting stuff. And you do look like Jim Carrey.
Yeah,
honestly, dude. It's
I do
crazy.
like the eyebrows. Like, alrighty then.
Yeah, no, okay, that is
Yeah.
crazy. Actually, I hope you got that on camera. That is really good. Oh, and I also know like, on Instagram you say you want to be a TV talk show host or whatever.
That's my whole dream.
Okay, so how long has that been your dream, and why is that your dream?
Okay, listen up. So I was in 7th grade, and I was doing orchestra at my middle school. I'd been doing orchestra for about 4 years, and then I remember I was sitting in lunch, and this 8th grader came, and she goes, Clay, I want you to audition for the morning announcements. And I was like, what are you even talking about? And she knew me because she was in orchestra with me. So I went to audition, and they were like, yeah, you got it, but you can't do this other elective. And so I was like, Mom, Dad, I'm not doing orchestra anymore. Even my brother had to do it till he graduated high school, so...
So you dropped orchestra to do the morning announcements?
Dropped orchestra to do the morning announcements, and it was cool because I've always been super shy on camera. I'd say I'm a big extrovert. I love talking to people, love getting to know more people. And I've gotten a little bit better on camera, but at the time, it's just like I was reading the teleprompter, and it's just bad. And I remember asking my teacher, Mr. Wickwar, another shout out, he was like, oh yeah, you're just a diamond in the rough. And I was like, man, I like this. So ever since then, I got into SNL, TV. I started watching Conan. That's my favorite guy right there.
Conan O'Brien.
Yes, Conan O'Brien. And yeah, that's where it started. I want to be on SNL, and I want to host a talk show.
That's awesome, man. Okay, that's great. And so, I don't know, what kind of, do you get a degree in journalism, or you just try to get discovered?
That's what I'm trying to do right now, yeah.
Okay.
So most of it, right now I'm studying journalism, but most of it is, yeah, just trying to get discovered, stuff like that. I mean, lots of them start out as stand-up comedians, but stand-up's rough.
It's brutal, man. It's tough.
But I've been doing improv, so I've been doing some stuff here in Provo. haven't been able to do stand up, but I like sketch comedy a lot more.
Are you part of like BYU's comedy stuff or like
I have
stuff like Pro downtown?
Yeah, just Pro downtown. I haven't done anything there yet. I've been spending some classes at Cumbie Sports in Provo.
Yeah. Oh, dude. Well, good for you. That's awesome. Yeah. I see it on your profile too. When I like someone, I discovered you. I was like, dude, you look like a TV show host. Like your professional photos and stuff. I'm like,
Oh, those were fun.
yeah.
I even got I have like 7 double-breasted suits that I got from the DI, just for that. I was like, I'm gonna be wearing these around just in pro. It's so funny.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, that's the other funny thing is just, I don't know, the juxtaposition of wearing a suit to or them in and out is just.
That's exactly what I said.
Don't worry.
I was telling people, I was like, oh man, it's hard to come up with funny questions. Because I did a question thing where I came on campus and I was asking people, what's the weirdest movie you've ever made out to? Because it's very Provo culture. And I was like, man, I want to do more questions, but I kind of just want to do normal questions. So I was asking people, what's your dream career, you know?
Yeah.
I was like, that's not too funny, but like, it can be funny. And I literally used that word. I was like, the juxtaposition of me wearing this suit at
That's
In and
cute.
Out.
I'm with you. See, I get it. Yeah.
I'm glad you get my comedy.
It's great, dude. I know. And sometimes I worry it's like niche too. Well, since I worry, I'm like, I don't know. There's a lot of times, especially with like family and friends, where I don't know, I make jokes or I say things that I just like I crack myself up about it days later,
Yeah.
and nobody else thinks it's funny. And so I really love
No,
the content. It's good stuff, man.
That's
awesome. So, you remember the church and stuff. I like your necklace you're wearing.
The risen.com/shop.
Yes, not sponsored yet, but
Not sponsored, my bad.
Feel free,
You got
feel free, Risen to sponsor us.
My bad.
That's cool. So it sounds like you've always been a devout member of the church, even in high school and stuff. It's kind of hard to stand up for whatever when you're a teenager. So, what's your dreams of member of the church been like?
Oh, I mean, mine hasn't been. I haven't ever had like a falling away or anything. I'd say like, I was a part of it and I always loved it. But there was a moment like on my mission when I was like, man, I haven't read this thing, like the Book of Mormon. I haven't read this thing cover to cover, and so I was like, because I was praying, I was like, man, is this true? Like I know it is, but like I kind of want that moment that everyone has. And so I was like praying about it, and then one day I was like, wait, I haven't even read it. What am I doing? I'm praying that I get this answer, but I haven't even read the Book of Mormon cover to cover. So like the most spiritual experience of my life, I was on the mission. I started reading the Book of Mormon, and day 1 I got to like the end of Jacob, I think, and then day 2. This is bad, but I was so obsessed. I told my mission companion, I was like, I'm sick today, which was not true, but don't do that, missionaries. But I was like, we're staying inside, and I read all the way until the end of Helaman in that second day, and the third day was Sunday, so then I just went to church, and I just finished the Book of Mormon there, and then it was just like everything was. I realized that my way of feeling the Spirit is just getting hype, and so I was just getting super excited. It was all making sense to me, and that's like my big spiritual experience. But otherwise, I haven't ever had like a falling away or anything like that. Like ever had struggles, but I've just known that this is like, yeah, it's true church.
That's awesome. I appreciate you sharing that story, Matt. Those moments like that. And Jacob's a brutal place to be, TJ.
I know. It's like I was like trying to get through Second Nephi. I'm like, oh.
Reading about 75 verses of the olive tree or whatever. It's
Yeah.
like throughout the vineyard or whatever.
Yeah, but then once I got into like Alma and Helaman, I was like, this is the coolest thing in the world, and it was just like everything made sense, and I was like, that's what the gospel is. It's clarity. So
Yeah.
yeah.
I love that, dude. Good for you. So, looking back on your life, right? I mean, I know we're young, but is there a point in time you would go back to give yourself advice? What's that time, and what would you say to yourself?
Oh man, give myself advice. I don't know. I've been given a lot of good advice. I'd say I'd go back to like probably like right. I want to say right either before or after my mission, and just like talk about working hard, because I've been just sometimes you sit around and you're like, yeah, it's gonna work out, it will work out, but I mean, yeah, work for it too, and that's a big part. So I mean, that's what my dad always said. He's like, life's hard, so work hard. And I'm like, makes sense.
Solid. That's great advice before after mission. I love that, man.
And it would have made sense like to have that advice on the mission, where I did work hard, but also just like right after, where I'm like, I came back to school and I was like, man, I should have tried really hard at the beginning there.
Dude, I'm with you. I feel like I've gone through like ebbs and flows of times where I'm just so like, I don't know, in it. And I just love work hard, yeah.
At least I like that.
Yeah.
I'm still doing that.
Yeah, please. I thought that was pretty common. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know vocabulary. My vernacular isn't as expanded as.
Yeah, that's true.
Space.
Maybe your time in Honduras, you missed out on the American common things you can say. But no, yeah, I've gone through that, dude. It's like on your mission, periods of time where you're so motivated and ready to just grind, and then there's times you're not. Same with like school, you're so motivated to grind. Times you're not work. So I found, that's not really about working hard when you're motivated to do it. It's more about like, I don't know, anybody can do the right thing when it's easy to do the right thing, right?
Yeah.
And so character building happens when it's hard. If you want to be more patient, you got to be put in situations that test your patience. Same thing with like working hard and being diligent. It's like you can't say you're a hard worker unless you're working hard when it's hard to work hard. Like,
Yeah,
but when
exactly.
you're not motivated. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's easy to say you're working overtime or doing 40 hours of work at work, but it's like, is that really hard? Like for some people, that's just easy. That's not really hard. I mean,
Yeah.
it just depends.
Yeah, I'm with you, man. So let's talk about Utah a little bit. How long have you been in Utah? 2 years? 3 years?
I've been in Utah for, like 3 years.
Okay, awesome. What would you say so far is your favorite thing about Utah and your least favorite thing about Utah?
Ooh, my favorite thing is definitely just like the mountains, and I mean, no, just what do I want to say, like the landscape, the setting. I don't know. It's
Yeah.
amazing because you have the mountains. So in the wintertime I ski, and then right now it's the summer, and it's just so amazing because you can do hikes, you can go to the river, you can play pickleball. I love that, like, you have, because in Texas it was just like hot, or in Honduras it was just hot.
Did it ever
Like,
snow in San Antonio where you're at, or no?
I mean, there's like rare occasions where we'd have like ice storms or stuff like that. Every once in a while, you'd be like staying up all night, and then you'd see a tweet from your school district. You'd be like, "School's closed," only because there was ice on the road, and it was awesome.
You get in it.
You're just super excited, yeah.
That's so funny. Okay, so you like, that there's climates, you get all 4 seasons.
Yeah, exactly. I do like that because I got into skiing last year, and that's been really fun. And then my least favorite, I don't know. I'm one of a kind. I feel like I appreciate Utah a lot more than other transplants because other people come here from other places and they just do not like Utah. Everyone's roasting, and I'm like, I don't know. I kind of started to like it, so I like everything. The worst thing would probably be, I mean, I want to say the culture, but I've gotten used to it. It's not too bad.
What do you mean used to it? Used to what?
I mean, I don't know. I feel like lots of people over exaggerate on how bad Utah culture is, and by that I mean like dating culture, like the way it's just weird when everyone's a member. I feel like that's something that people aren't used to, and so I think it's pretty cool actually. And then when I leave Utah, I forget sometimes. I'm like at the airport and I hear somebody say something, I'm like, oh, I forgot where I am for a second. But I actually, you know what? I'd probably say my least favorite. It's probably dating. Yeah.
Dating is the worst.
I mean, it just depends. I feel like everyone here has been taught about going on dates with like lots of people, finding that person. And so there's never really a time where you're just like with somebody because everyone's just off seeing other people.
Everyone's elusive. Yeah.
Exactly. It's weird. It's kind of weird sometimes. And then you get that text where it's like, hey,
Don't hate me.
don't hate me. Or it's like, oh, what's the one I got recently? It was so funny. It was, oh, I don't want, it was basically, he was like, I think that you're a great person and I don't want to bring you down. It was something like that. It was like, your standards are up here. And she's basically saying like, mine are down. It was funny.
Wow. Okay. Yeah.
And I've gotten like 3 of those, so that wasn't out to anyone specific.
That's fair. Yeah. There's no name calling happening here. That's good. Well, that's funny too. It's like now that you mentioned that, just thinking back to like when I was in the dating scene, I think that's true. I think there are a lot of really weird.
Are you married?
Yeah, I am married.
Oh, you made it out.
Yeah, dude. No, it's
Made it out. Come on.
It's fantastic on the other side. I'm not gonna lie, dude. But no, it's true. Like I don't know. There's so many weird nuances and weird like texts and things people say that I don't know if it would happen out of state. I never like dated out of state.
Yeah, exactly. It could. I don't know.
But it's way weird. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it's about young people in Utah or if it's young people who are members of the church. I don't know what it is, but a lot of weird stuff like that.
Yeah.
Those texts are so funny. Don't hate me. Oh.
Yeah, and I think I mean, it's also partly me. I need to bring down, not my standards of the person, but I need to bring down, like, I have this, like, in my mind, I'm like, this is my wife. This is who she is. And I meet someone, I'm like, you're not my future wife. I'm like, I need to stop doing that. I need to stop comparing people to this imaginary woman I have.
But then it's also like, yes, and is that imaginary woman actually going to be that interested in Clay? Like,
Okay, Peter, that's moved to her.
Yes, that's the clip. That's the clip.
I know what you're quoting.
No, yeah. No, that's awesome, though. I didn't have to do that, though. I actually kept the dream woman in mind, and I got it. So that's
Nice.
lucky for me. But I wouldn't recommend it for everybody.
Yeah. Like for you.
So that's your favorite thing. That's your least favorite thing. How about the food scene? What's your favorite place to eat in Utah, or that you have eaten?
Oh, I try a lot of places. I went to this Colombian food truck recently just because I served in Colombia, but it was kind of expensive. And then I like trying. I mean, everybody goes to Don Joaquin's. We like those. We like the In-N-Out scene. I just like it because the social. I like the social. We need a place in Provo. This is to all the billionaires in Utah. We need a place. Somebody needs to buy a place, and it needs to be open till like 3 a.m. where people can just go and hang out. And it has, I don't know, like a burger, like a shake or something. But people, it just needs to be the spot where people hang out.
Oh,
we don't have that. I need that. I'm going to come back one day, guys, and I'm going to make that.
I have notes in my phone of random business ideas I get inspired about that I will most likely never execute on. And it's something like that. And I had a great name for it and everything. I'll tell you off air. But It's awesome, dude.
Yeah, no one steal his idea.
Yes, dude. I gotta get it. I gotta get the name because I think the name is fantastic. I'll tell you all about it.
Okay, bet.
Anyway. Yeah, I'm with you there.
Yeah, but I like Station 22 is pretty good.
Station 22.
You guys know about that one?
I've heard about that.
Yeah, me too. There's this really cool guy who works there.
How long you work there?
Usually a year.
You like it?
Yeah, I like serving. I like being paid based on. I feel like I'm getting paid based on my performance.
Yeah.
Or like practicing jokes. I tell jokes all the time. Or like I don't know. I like getting to know people too.
People like you. Yeah.
And it's like it's on Syracuse, so there's I get like a ton of tourists. So I go always like, oh, where are you guys from? Like, oh, Buffalo, or we're from Europe. And I'm like, okay, cool. So it's really
interesting, actually. That's true.
To get to know people.
Well, a lot of tourists come into downtown Provo, huh?
I never thought that until I started working there, but yeah.
I mean, could be for skiing, could be for something BYU related, but yeah, that's cool, man.
Usually they're passing through on their way to different national parks, is what I've heard.
Okay. So what about like outside of the food scene? What's your favorite places to go to in Utah, or favorite places you've been?
Favorite places to go to? I'm a big. I go to lots of like resale, vintage, those type of thrift stores. So there's like the Underground Collective, Old Habits are places. I love Savers, DI, just like.
You like thrifting, like clothes?
Yeah. These jeans, this shirt. I mean, everything I get is pretty much somebody else has worn it or owned it.
Yeah, dude.
Places to hang out. I mean, they go to just other people's houses.
That's true. And growing up, it's always like, you know, everyone always had like one friend whose house was like the best.
It was mine.
Yeah, dude. It was yours?
It was me, yes.
That's nice, dude. That's so clutch.
It was definitely my house.
I want to have that someday. But
yeah.
Everyone had like a friend. Did you have like a theater room or anything in your house?
No, not
that. Was the best. Dude.
Not that.
You had a friend with a theater room. It was like lights out, dude. That's where you're going. But
no, we just had the pool. The pool.
Oh, the pool, yeah.
Pool and the hot tub. That's what we had. That's
done
what got
deal,
over.
Done deal. Well, with the big family too, it's actually impressive. What do you say your dad does? He like that.
He bulletproof cars.
Bulletproof cars.
Yeah, they show a BYU Marketing 201 class. They always show the video of him. He had a viral video of him getting shot at. He gets into a car and the guy shoots at him.
Wow. So does he? And it's like a private company. Does he like contact like the government or with like law enforcement or just like
no? It's
rich people who want it. I don't know.
Brian, most of it was like Middle East, I think, or like celebrities that I can't name.
I signed an NDA. I'd love to tell you more, but
I never signed anything. But I've heard rumors of rumors.
That's awesome, bro. Cool. Well, I mean, you told me how looking back, you know, advice you might give yourself. What would you say to people out there? Like, what's one of the biggest lessons you've learned in life and a message you'd want to share with everybody else out there?
I mean, honestly, it's. I posted a video about it recently. It's not caring about what other people think, like I said, and it's also just like there's a quote, not letting other people's opinions of you become your reality, but also not letting your own opinion of yourself, because sometimes we can be our biggest haters. Sometimes I watch a video of mine and I'm like critiquing it out loud, and one of my friends is like, I didn't even notice that, or like, what are you even talking about? And I'm like, man, I am my biggest critic sometimes, and that needs to stop. So it's like, sometimes you just gotta, I don't know, you gotta love yourself, and you gotta let other people love you, and it's just by doing things unapologetically, being yourself unapologetically. I said that in a video recently.
Yeah,
same exact thing.
I love that. No, and that's true, man. I've seen that in my life. I think it's big. How would you say you've, I don't know, gotten to the point where you don't care, or at least you're working on not caring about people's things? How, I don't know, what are actionable things to get to that state of mind, do you think?
It's hard for me because what I've realized is that like on TikTok and Instagram, on social media, basically, I hide behind the screen. So it's pretty funny because like you wouldn't expect this. Lots of people wouldn't expect this, but I have like this stage fright that I'm trying to get over, which is crazy because of what I want to do, you know, be on SNL and all this stuff. But I get like super nervous when I'm on stage in front of people. But on TikTok, I can go live and I have 4,000 people watching, or I post a video and it gets 10 million views, and I'm just like, yeah, but those aren't like real. It doesn't feel real, but I'm like, those are real people watching it. So it feels like sometimes I'm cheating in that aspect, not caring about what people think. But otherwise, it's like, I don't know. I get comments every once in a while, and I feel like for me, it's mostly just majority. I've been doing these videos. Lots of people think I look like this guy from a early 2000s TV show called The OC. They think I look like Seth Cohen. And like the majority of people be like, yes, oh my gosh. And then every once in a while there's like, you look nothing, this video's awful. And I'm like, majority of rules, you're wrong. But, so I've never gotten like too much hate. But I mean, in person, it's all just, I don't know. I think it's, if you don't want to hang out with me, that's okay. I'd rather not hang out with you either. That's how I see it. I'm like, I hang out with people who want to be around me, and I want to be around them. So. Well,
that's cool, because I don't know the answer either, because, like, I don't know, I feel like most of my life, and most of the time, I have that attitude of, like, I don't care what other people think of me. Like, I'm just going to do me, whatever. But I don't know how to, like, I don't know, other people I know who aren't like that, who are, like, all worked up about somebody else's opinion, and I'm like, man, like I don't know how to explain that. I don't think you should care at all about what this person thinks about you. Like,
I think people are just way too invested in other people's lives recently. I don't know. I see like TikToks of somebody doing something and everyone in the comments is like, "Oh my gosh, girl, your husband hates you." And I'm like I don't know. I'm quoting a specific video. There's a video of the couple at Swig, and the husband's joking. It's right after they got married. The husband's joking. He's like, "Oh, you big back," and everyone's like, how dare he? Does he know that you're supposed to love your husband or love your wife? Does he know? And I'm just like, y'all don't know their relationship. Y'all don't know that people get worked up over things. Like, people get way too invested in other people's lives. That's how I feel it is with me. I'm like, they don't know me, so why should their opinion count towards me? Or like,
it's great. They don't. I like that. I think I'll take that. Yeah, like they don't know you. They don't know the full context of what they're saying.
Exactly.
Have you, with your creator journey, have you been like recognized in public by people? Like, oh hey, I see your videos. Like,
yeah, that's the weirdest.
How often does it happen, and what's it like?
It's pretty okay, if I go to In-N-Out past 10 p.m. any weekday or any weekend night, it is like people recognize me. And it's weird. I'm like,
it's awesome, man.
I don't know. I know. I'm starting to I have to get used to it because at first I think I weirded people out because like it would happen at the here at BYU on campus, and someone would be like, "Oh, hey, you make videos," and at first I think I didn't put on the right impression because I didn't feel like, oh yeah, I'd like kind of make them feel uncomfortable for even coming up to me. I'd be like, oh yeah, I'm like, no, what are you talking about? And I started thinking about it. I'm like, I don't want them to feel uncomfortable for getting out of their comfort zone and saying hi to me. Yeah. So now when people come up to me, I'm just like, oh, that's awesome. Like, what video have you seen? I like try and get. I'm like, oh yeah, I try and get into it because I feel bad for making them uncomfortable at first. So now it's just, oh yeah. So it happens at mostly In-N-Out. Happens at the mall. It's just like when I'm out. I don't know. It's pretty interesting. Awesome. Sometimes people though will come into where I work and be like, "How do I know you?" And I'm just like, if they don't know, then I'm just like, "Oh, I don't know. You know, maybe they're like a friend or something." I'm like, I don't know what it could be.
You see the Jim Carrey movie?
I'm like, I never say anything about my video because I don't want to be like assuming like, well, I do social media.
Yeah, I'm pretty big on TikTok.
I don't know if you have like Instagram or anything. I was with a buddy one time and we were at these hot tubs and this guy was like, "You look so familiar. You look like the entire night. You look so familiar." And we're leaving. We're walking away. And one of my buddies, Jared, he goes, "Well, do you have Instagram?" And he's like, "Oh, yeah, that's what it is." And I'm like, "No."
I love that, dude. That's awesome. So far, you like it? You don't like it?
Oh, I like it.
Cool.
Oh, I love attention. I won't lie.
I think
not in a vain way.
Yeah. Do you have any followers that are like, I don't know, like you get one day, this person started following you, it's like a big famous person following you, like, oh, let's go. Like any cool followers like that you've had?
I haven't. Not that I know of. So like every once in a while, I'll see like it shows me like likes. So I'll see likes on videos from like, I don't know, BYU football players or like old BYU football players or like, I'm trying to think of the biggest one.
That Halloween TikTok, what's his name never like it? That he said you look like somebody. Was it Jim Carrey one?
Jim Carrey?
He never liked your video, did he?
I don't know. He doesn't have social media. He's kind of
fair enough.
I hope he's doing okay. I think he's kind of crazy right now, but yeah, I don't think he does social media. But yeah,
local celebrity.
I think Chad Michael Murray has seen one of my videos.
Dude, shout out. He's actually a big fan of the show. So
Chad Michael Murray. Yeah, that's if you guys know, that's Lucas. That's his name in One Tree Hill.
Yeah, no, yeah, that's like I don't know what.
No, that's your last name.
He's also he's in some other stuff too, but yeah, he's a beast.
Yeah,
good basketball player too.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's awesome, bro. Good for you. In closing, Clay, what is one thing if you could communicate to anybody out there, what's one thing you wish people knew about you?
About me? Oh, I don't know. Guys, I know I'm not the funniest in the room. And I'm not trying to be. But I think I'm funny every once in a while. I don't know. I want people to just know that I'm a big dreamer. I don't know. I really liked Timothy Chalamet's speech at the SAG Awards. He just talked about, he's like, he basically just got rid of all people wanting to be nonchalant. He got rid of that idea of being nonchalant, and he's just like, this is what I want to do. I want to be big. I want to be great. I want to, like Michael Jordan, Michael Phelps, me. I'm like, that's how I want to be. I want to be, I mean, maybe not on that aspect, but I want to be, Conan, Jimmy Fallon, like these late night hosts, Johnny Carson, that's the big one right there. But Seth Meyers, The Lonely Island. It's just like, that's where I want to be.
Want to be in that league?
I just want to be like, my mom. One last thing.
Yes.
When I was younger, I remember telling my mom, I want to be an actor. I want to be famous, which is crazy. But my mom was like, okay, name one actor who's a member of the church. And I was like, oh yeah? John Heder, he plays John Heder, he plays Napoleon Dynamite. My mom said, okay, name one other thing he's in. And I was like, he plays Chicken Joe and Surf's Up, so I beat you right there. And my mom's like, okay, you want to be Chicken Joe and Surf's Up? And I'm like, stop it. And so I've always been obsessed with which like celebrities are members of the church. And there's tons that go away. I just want to be one day, some kids like, oh, I want to be famous. I want to be a comedian. I want to be on TV. And they can be like, Clay Kimball, he doesn't do drugs or alcohol, and he still is a celebrity and still a great member of the church. But I know it's hard, but I want to do that.
That's so you say that, 'cause that's true. And I think that with like, I don't know, what's his name? Like Tony Finau, I think.
Yeah,
that's his name.
golfer.
He's a member of the church, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I don't follow golf that well, but I know who he is just because it's like, oh, he's part of my tribe, and he's at this elite level and stuff. So I get where that comes from for you to be like, I want to be at this elite level and also represent my tribe, represent the church.
Exactly.
And so that's awesome. Lots of that, man. Well, you're a beast. Thanks for coming on the show, man. Thanks for
James.
Letting us get to know you, being a person of Utah, and stay as long as you like.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Perfect.
Take it easy.
Well,